Welcome to We Are Tottenham TV. Today's a bit of an interesting one. I've got the brothers here, okay, and I thought it'd be really good because you guys have been following these guys for a long time. You've seen them do all their videos and stuff. I thought this would be a really good opportunity just to actually just hear from the brothers and hear about their journey as a Spurs fan and what led them to actually making the channel that you're watching today. So, firstly, I want to say, guys, when I first watched you, I thought you were cousins. I don't know why, but for months and months,
Really?
I thought you were cousins. It only just occurred to me that you were brothers. I was like, okay. But
everyone thinks we're twins.
Is that right?
Yeah, everyone thinks we're twins.
Okay. All right. Who's the,
so you're in the minority in that one, John.
And they all think Simeon's older than me.
That's what I was going to say. So, Ben, you're the older brother, right?
Yeah, I am, yeah.
Okay. By how many years?
I'm 3 years older than Sim, but everyone thinks I'm about 3 years younger than Sim.
Oh, well, if you can keep that going for the rest of your life, you'll be looking good, won't you?
Yeah.
Guys,
I'm not sure take it as a compliment on my part or not.
Simi, I want to know, firstly, have you recovered from your humiliation? That's a no.
Oh, we need a rematch. That's the truth, John. We need a rematch, all right? You got one win, but it's all about if you can do it again. That's the real challenge.
Okay, all right. And
just about recovered.
Good man. Yeah, still got the rock salt Sim. So, guys, what I want to know, like, growing up, you're from where you guys from? You're from North London. I want to know what was school life like for you? Was it like a Spurs Arsenal divide? Was it a Spurs school? Who got you involved in Spurs? Was it your father? Were you ever try and taken down the dark side of becoming an Arsenal fan? I want to hear your stories, guys.
Well, there's an interesting one because I was obviously born 3 years earlier than Sim, and then my dad has got 6 other brothers, or 5 other brothers actually. He's got 5 other brothers who 3 of them are Spurs fans, 2 of them are Arsenal fans. The one who I was closest kind of growing up when I was really young was an Arsenal fan. He always tried to get me to support Arsenal, and my dad just was not happy about it at all. But as soon as my dad took me to Spurs, that was it for me. White Hart Lane was my second home. My dad was very, very, very happy that I ended up a Spurs fan, and I brought that on to my brother Simeon. Obviously, Simeon actually took quite long to get into Spurs because he was more into animals and James Bond when he was younger. But and he had no interest. Yeah, he had literally no interest in football till he was around 12 years old.
I remember when Dad took me to my first game. I think we played Southampton last day of the season.
That was Gary Mabbutt's last game for Spurs.
Yeah, I think Gary Mabbutt's last game. That was my first game, and I remember Dad telling me that I was just sitting down the whole game, like looking at the program or something. Like I was just completely uninterested in the football. I was completely not looking at the game. He was like,
you
when the
brought
goal,
your James Bond magazines with you.
Something like that, yeah. I think I brought a magazine with me or something. And Dad was like, I remember Dad telling me like he was like heartbroken how uninterested I was in the football. Like I did not care at all. I really wasn't. It didn't interest me. But it was just weird. I think it was just like when I was in like year 6 or something. I used to play football sometimes in the playground. I used to be awful. I used to be just like a terrible player. I remember on my birthday, they gave me an open goal to score right in front of the goal, just to get me a goal on my birthday in the playground, and I missed. I missed the goal.
You did a Diana Ross.
Yeah, I literally did a Diana Ross. Luckily enough, they gave me a second opportunity. But I was a terrible player. But it was like in year 6 or I was like 11, 12, something just clicked in my head. I don't know what it was. But all of a sudden, I just became absolutely fascinated with football. Like I just like started growing out of it. I just started really getting into it. I don't know what I used to really get into. My dad and my brother just watching it at home, and all of a sudden I was getting really interested. And I remember there was one game I all of a sudden started to realize how much I cared about football. I think we played like Man United at home. It was that game where I think United had to win to basically beat Arsenal to the league in like 2003, and I think my mum wanted me to go shopping with her, and like I really wanted to stay home and watch the football. And she was like, and I started to cry when she like forced me to like go shopping. She's like, no, we're going shopping. I was like, no, I really want watch football. And she's like, I thought you didn't like football. Why do you care so much? I was like, I don't know, but I really want to watch it. And I don't know why I care so much. It wasn't even an important game for Spurs, but I remember I was crying my eyes out. I didn't get to go to football. And then after I realised I actually really care. I actually really like this. This is really for me. And I started to get really into the players and started to get really into following the game.
So when was that first Southampton game? Was that quite close to the Man United game?
I'm pretty sure it was 97, 98, the Southampton game.
I think 98. I think it was in 98.
98.
Yeah, and it took me a while after that game to really get into football. I wasn't interested at all. I thought it was boring. I preferred to creep around the house pretending to be James Bond. I used to turn around the corners with my toy gun and just like jump out and go doo-doo like that.
Yeah, but then you took it to a next level when you got into football, because I was trying to mould you into a goalkeeper because I had no one to shoot against.
Just someone to have in the goal, just to aim at.
Yeah. And then I hear like some jumping around and some clattering coming from my brother's room, because our rooms were next door to each other. And then I go into his room and he's standing by his bed like this. And then he's pretending there's a ball going past him and he's like diving along his bed, pretending it's a goal.
Did you keep those up?
I was a quality imaginary keeper. I was really good. Nothing could get past me.
Well, at least nothing got past you, even in imaginary terms. Ben, what was your first game, did you say, and what year?
My first game, I think it was 96 or 97. It was Man City at home. We won 1-0, Chris Armstrong getting the goal. But I don't really remember that much from it. I think my earliest memory from that game, or my memory from that game is, obviously, I don't remember anything from the actual game. I just remember being in the car on the way home singing Spurs songs. That's all I really remember. But I was quite young. But one of my earliest memories was standing on the south stand. I think we played Fulham in the Cup, 98 or 99 around, where Fulham were like in Division 2 or Division 1 at the time. And I remember we were quite close to the away fans. And this memory just stuck in my head for some reason. And I just remember this Fulham fan, we were losing. And this Fulham fan shouted, "Oh, you're going out of the Cup." And me as like a 7-8-year-old boy shout back to him, saying, yeah, you're getting no, they were telling us we're getting relegated. And then I said back to him, "You're going out the Cup." And for some reason, me shouting at this old man just really stuck in my memory.
Apart from 99, I think just the lead up to the end of Jerry Francis era, through that whole Christian growth period, was dark times, wasn't it?
But I remember going a lot because my uncle had a season ticket throughout the Alan Sugar and George Graham era. And I just remember going there and all the protests, just game after game. We want Sugar out, we want Graham out. And even that's just embedded into my memory, just how bad we were.
Yeah, we were pretty.
Do you remember that, Ben? Do you remember that trip to Leeds with the family when Spurs were playing Leeds away?
Yes, we never actually went to the game, but
no, we never went. We didn't go to. I don't know why we were in Leeds that weekend. I don't know what happened.
We went to Leeds literally just to go to this hotel where the players were staying, and we stayed in the same hotel.
Is that why we went?
Yeah, that's the only reason we went.
Right.
Just to go to a hotel that had the players in. You went all the way to Leeds.
Yeah, I guess so.
So basically, this was in 99 or 2000.
Yeah.
So Spurs were playing Leeds away in the Premier League. Someone knew of where the Spurs players were staying that weekend. And our family and another family, as a family trip, went to stay in Leeds for the weekend, just to stay in the same hotel as the Spurs players. And we actually got to spend quite a bit of time with them.
You actually saw the Spurs players then?
Yeah, of course.
They all came in off the coach. Yeah, they all came in. I remember we got a video of it, I think, somewhere. Maybe
we've got a video
on the channel.
David Ginola was fascinated at how this camcorder that my mum was holding was working. He was actually fascinated. Yeah.
Well, so you didn't set up
I need to see that video again.
You just went there in the hope that you'd bump into them and maybe talk to them.
Yeah, pretty much. And we pretty much spent a lot of time with them as well.
I remember I got a vague memory of it. But...
Me and you were running around the hotel trying to find David Ginola, and we were pissing off the waiters and the staff in the hotel. And then I went up to one of the staff and goes, "Do you know what room David Ginola's in?" And they go, "Actually, I'm just about to deliver something to his room." not thinking that obviously not thinking we're going to follow him. And then we crept around the corner, making sure he didn't know we were following him, and we followed him. And we didn't even knock on the door or anything or meet Davijinder. We just saw Davijinder take this food and take it into his room, and that was it.
Simi didn't do his James Bond or anything, did you, Simi?
Well, look, how do you think? How do you think we got to the room undetected, my friend?
Oh, he did. Oh, it all paid off in the end. All those James Bond movies, studying them helped.
I think I remember. I think Ginola was quite angry at the hotel staff for allowing us to follow him. I think so. I think Ginola got a bit pissed off at that.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Two guys creeping along the corridor after him.
Well, we were kids.
We're not guys. We're young kids at the
time. Okay. I'm sure he's forgiven you. So, when was the moment that you wanted to set up the channel then? And for what reason was that? And tell us the story.
Well, there was a channel going. I don't know if you remember it, called Spurred On. Run by a chap called Barnaby Slater. So that stopped for some reason, and as that stopped, I just said to my brother, "Look, there's nothing on YouTube that no Spurs fan thing on YouTube, so let's go for it." And we messaged Barnaby to see if there's anything maybe we could take over Spurred On, or there's something that could happen. Maybe we can form some sort of collaboration. And we went to meet Barnaby, and he told us basically the company that they're under, they're a big media company, Fremantle, they don't want to put in any more money into the channel. They don't want the channel to carry on, basically, because they're burning too much cash. And he offered me and Simeon to take over the channel, but he said anything that the channel makes that we wouldn't see any of it, and it all go back to the company. So we thought, why not just make it our own, start from scratch and see where we go. We want to give...
I think it was on 20,000 subscribers Spurred On at the time. So we're thinking, maybe we should take it over and just make a platform out of that. But then we got some advice, and we're just like, no point. Let's just make our own thing. We thought 20,000 was a lot at the time. Well, it is a lot, but we thought it was like, it's going to take us like 5 years to get there or something. But I think it only took us a year or two.
Yeah, and we're double that now. So I think that obviously it was the right decision, but I think what we set up the channel for was pretty much to give Spurs fans a voice. I don't think the Spurs fans needed such a voice at the time when we set it up. But I think now, definitely growing, as time goes on, I think Spurs fans really do need more of a voice, definitely now in times like this.
In what ways, like the post-game analysis and...
Not even that? Just post-game analysis, but, just every day-to-day analysis that goes on with anything towards the club, because there's a lot of stuff at the moment with Levy in or Levy out, or if we want Jose as a manager, or, Poch go or Poch to stay, there's loads of talking points all the time with fans. So I think Tottenham fans didn't really have a platform to voice their opinions. So I think that's what we ultimately built the platform for.
True, yeah.
Yeah, but there's also another element that, like, at the time we built the channel, everything was going pretty well. I think it was in last season of White Hart Lane, I think, when we made our first video. And I think things were going on under Pochettino. We'd like to show what it's like being a Spurs fan, the passion we have, the great away support we show, the scenes when goals go in. We wanted to show the positive nature of being a Spurs fan, and how much fun it is, following Spurs all over Europe, away from home, and also being a White Hart Lane as well. And I love showing that element, to our vlogs and stuff, and showing, a real inside look of the support and what it's like going to games as a Spurs fan, and leading chants and things like that. It was a bit of fun as well on that sense. So obviously, there was one element of giving a voice to fans. Also, another element of getting fans involved in vlogs and just being a part of a community, and having a good time supporting Spurs and just spreading positivity, basically. And
also that kind of family element that we've brought to it as well, with us going with our
Spurs
grandpa
family,
as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really like, what I really like about it is that, within seconds that you've got the video up straight after the game. And it's like, as soon as I've, let's say that I've watched the game, or I've been in a pub or something, the next thing I do when I go on my phone is I want to enjoy it vicariously through your reaction. Or if I'm really annoyed by it, I want to see you guys like venting for me. Do you know what I mean? And it's almost like the first thing I think of to go to is like the reactions after. And within, as soon as I go online, you've got that video straight on after, and you're always very religiously putting up the videos, and it's almost like a guarantee that you're going to see you guys on there. And I think we're all really, grateful for that and for your hard work there.
Oh, thank you very much. No,
Cheers.
it's comments like that, and like I remember once someone messaged us from Ireland, and he literally came over from Ireland to see the game, and he messaged us saying he wants to meet us, and especially he wanted to meet my grandpa, and that literally made his week. But it made these Irish guys, it made their week, literally coming to meet us and my grandpa, and that was just insane for us. Like we're just Spurs fans going to the game, and people just want to meet us because we're doing videos, and that just blows my mind sometimes a bit.
Well, you're a little celebrity in their minds, aren't you? So
yeah,
it's a weird thing to think about, and I don't think of myself as a celebrity at all. I just think of myself as a regular Spurs fan going to games, and I don't because I don't think we are. And but it's weird when people want pictures and want selfies and they want to come up and talk to you. It's just something you have to just like get used to just because you're making videos. But people want to kind of put you on a pedestal, but we're just regular Spurs fans. All YouTubers pretty much, they're just regular people. All of us just you're just making content that hopefully people will enjoy. And it's something that I've been blown away by the support we've had pretty much by so many people, and all the comments and all the followers. It's been unbelievable.
I think there's something else that really comes through as well, because I've met you two both in person. You are exactly as you are in person as you are like on camera. You're very chilled out and very amiable, very approachable, just very very easy to get along with. I think that comes a lot really well on camera as well, and I think that translates well, if you know what I mean. And it's almost like when you're talking, we feel as though it's one of our mates talking. It's someone that I trust and I connect with quite quickly. And just for everyone watching, they are like that in real life. It's not like they have this different persona when they're on camera. They are just pretty chill dudes. So
but that's it. I know a lot of YouTubers, or it's a thing on YouTube to like put on an act for your videos or anything. But that's not really what we're about. We're just trying to be ourselves as much as ourselves as we can be. I don't consider myself, or I don't know if you, Sim, but I don't really consider ourselves as trying to be a proper like YouTuber in that kind of sense. I know we are YouTubers because we upload videos to YouTube, but we're not that kind of. I don't know how to. Maybe you can explain it better than me, Sim. What I'm trying to say.
We basically we're real fans. We are real genuine people we're basically fans who make YouTube videos. We're not we're not YouTubers who go to games. We're fans who make YouTube videos, if that makes sense. So we're just kind of we get what you get on the. What it says on the tin, that we're real people. We don't put on an act. We don't kind of play up for the camera. What we say is how we feel, and that's the kind of like. There are things we could do for sure. That we could be getting more views and more followers if we went in certain directions. Like certain other channels have done. Followers, and obviously. You want your channel to be as successful as possible, but we don't want to compromise who we are and how we approach, how we come across on camera, and how we are with our grandpa and stuff like that, just for views and likes. We're real. That's how we approach a channel, and that's probably that's exact. If you meet us in person, anyone could tell you if whoever meet us in person, we are exactly the same as how we are on the channel. If you see us on an away day, we're not just leading charts and having beers just for the camera. That's exactly how we are when the camera is off as well.
Exactly. So, if anyone's known me, they'd known me. I'd been like this before the channel even started. So
exactly, Ben's been leading the charts and away days for years before.
No, that's cool. But actually, on that, I was going to ask you guys, how do you think that your views on Spurs differs, if you know what I mean? What's like any core, any sort of disagreements you have over Spurs, or sort of standpoints that you have, or do you think you mainly see eye to eye? Because what I like about your channel is often you will go, actually, I don't agree with you on that, and you won't feel you don't feel obliged to sort of corroborate what the other one's saying. You oppose each other a little bit, and you really speak your mind, speak your hearts. And I really like that about when you two get together. But can you think of any, apart from just in certain games, but is there anything on Spurs that you think you share a very different, on a core level, disagreements on?
I mean, back to your previous point, I think that football is a game of opinions, obviously, and I don't think anyone's ever wrong. And I think that shows with the amount of people that come onto our channel and give different and various views. Me and my brother, I think actually we share a lot of the same views. I think we might disagree here and there on like particular things, small particular things, but I think on the whole, our vision for the club and what we think about the club, I think is more or less the same, to be honest.
I
don't think we have any major disagreements. Sorry, go on, John.
Even things like ENIC and Levy and the structure of the club, see eye to eye on that?
There are elements on Levy that we may disagree on, but I think overall, we have an agreement on how we see ENIC doing and how we see the club progressing. And I think the bigger picture, we probably agree on in terms of ENIC always don't push on when the time is right, and they never invest in the team enough to really make us kind of favourites or push us to the next level. They always like to they want the team to overachieve. That's the model, and that's always a bit frustrating for us. But obviously, my brother and I can agree that the Levy and ENIC have really pushed the club on beyond to another level, and we're now one of the top teams and one of the wealthiest teams in Europe because of them. But on the flip side as well, on the pitch, they never really back the team when the time is needed to. They'd rather go for a cheap option or develop a young player with the hope that they might overachieve and become a player which can challenge for the top team. Whereas if they were to really push the boat out occasionally, we might actually get over the line and win a league or win something big. But that's the frustration we've both had with that in terms of that. But I think on the main, we don't have too many core. I think we disagree a lot in terms of in individual games, and we're doing player ratings and analysing matches and things like that. We do have a lot of disagreements, but I think in major core things, our views align most.
I think the main disagreements we have is probably potential transfers or sales. I know one comes to mind of a certain Roberto Soldado, where I was completely against it from the beginning and Sim liked it. But I'm sure there's been some on the flip side where Sim's been right and I've been wrong. None come to my head though, obviously.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like the way you picked that one out. Yes, of course. Yeah, get that one in there. That's very good. So let's go on.
Soldado was one of the best strikers in Europe at the time.
It was a bit unfortunate because it was. I did like. He's one of those players where he completely flopped, but I did love him for some reason. I don't know why.
I loved him as well.
My heart went out to him. I don't know why. My heart really went out to him.
Yeah, because you can see he was playing so hard.
You know, he's a really likable guy. What was your best moments? What was your during the We Are Tottenham TV channel? What's your favourite moments? Standout moments?
I mean, there's got to be the most standout moment. It has to be Mora's hat-trick in Amsterdam. It's got to be.
Oh man,
it's got to be. I think
throughout the most incredible night.
Throughout following Spurs, there are two moments that proper stand out for me, and that is that night and that night in Man City. Not the Champions League one, but when Crouchy scored to send us to the Champions League for the first time. I think those two nights as a Spurs fan, I know the first one we didn't cover on We Are Tottenham, but the second one we did. But those two nights really, really probably my two most favourite nights following Spurs.
Sim?
Yeah, obviously it's hard to look past that Champions League final. Obviously, we've had so many amazing moments. I think the last game at White Hart Lane was a real special moment. When that was after that game, it really felt like the end of an era, and really felt emotional, losing something that you've just felt like home for so many years, and realizing it's not going to be there anymore. You're not going to be able to go to that stadium, and obviously you're excited about what's to come. But that was some real closure that game felt. That whole season, really, the last North London derby at White Hart Lane, that was also brilliant. The many victories we've had against Arsenal, they've all been fantastic. Winning at Stamford Bridge, that was obviously, well, that was a mostly good day.
Going 1-0 up in the Bernabeu was special.
Yeah, all the European away trips have been absolutely amazing. Like I didn't travel away in Europe too much before the channel. I think I had only been to one European away before the channel started, and the European away trips I've been to has been so special. The Barcelona away, that was an unbelievable night. You going to Juventus, Madrid. There's been some real special occasions, and the journey has been unbelievable. I think the 3 years we've done the channel, it's been some unforgettable memories. And meeting people you meet, interviewing Gary Lineker within 2 months of starting the channel was something so special. I remember, Les Ferdinand, meeting all these people, Paul Gascoigne, Jermaine Genius. It's like something of dreams, really.
It's one of those things where I'd almost be worried about speaking to people. Lineker was my childhood hero, and I'd be almost worried that, they say never meet your stars because you don't end up breaking your
heroes, yeah.
Because you want them to be as nice as you remember them to be. But no, that's great, guys. And what's your vision for the channel? How do you see it going? What's the vision?
The vision is to make it as big and successful as it can be, to be honest, and to give it, and like I said before, really, to give Tottenham a real platform where they can voice their opinions. I think we're just at the beginning of the journey now of kind of giving fans a voice. We get maybe at away games we get about 2 to 3 interviews a game. At home games we get between 5 and 10 a game. I would just like to invite all of you guys watching out there to come and give your voice and your opinion on the channel, because it really makes difference.
How do they find you? Sorry, just before I forget, and then we'll come on to you, Sim. Where do you normally do your interviews in the stadium? Is there a place that you do it? How would they know how to get involved?
Yeah, so at away games we're just outside the away end at any ground, and at the home games we're in the South Stand concourse, just parallel to where the fish and chip restaurant is. Just on top of the stairs.
There you go, guys. If you're watching and you want to get involved in the channel, just go and see the guys, and I'm sure
all Spurs fans are welcome.
Simi, did you want to add something? Sorry, I interrupted you.
Well, when we first started the channel, it wasn't like me and my brother had visions of being interviewers or being media people, or we'd never been in front of a camera before. We were just literally Spurs fans who wanted to make videos about Spurs, about our passion, something we loved, and we saw something that starting videos on YouTube could really be something that can grow and that could spread positivity and spread your passion. And it's been difficult for us, I think, sometimes to kind of adapt to becoming just from fans to people who want to create content around the game, at the game, stopping fans for interviews and stuff like that. But I think it's been an incredible journey. We appreciate all fans who stop and talk to us and get on videos and things like that. It means a lot to us, and we really do just love talking about football and talking about Spurs and getting into the nitty gritty about analysis, about the performances and players and tactics and things like that. And I can't wait to see what more's to come.
Yes, fantastic.
To be honest, to be honest, the life of us going to football hasn't actually changed that much in the last couple of years. We're doing everything that we used to do, just we're actually documenting everything that we're doing now. Obviously, except for interviews and stuff. Obviously, we never did that. But going to the game, having a beer, being with my grandpa, away games, traveling up, starting songs. You know what I mean? All of that stuff. It hasn't changed from before the channel and now. It's all the same. So
it's just a window into your life, isn't it? The camera's just a window into your life. The channel's a window into your life. We should do a little shout out to all the people that have come on and actually given their post-match analysis. I really like Alec I think Alec is brilliant. Alec or Alex, I'm not sure, but I love listening to that guy, and for me he's really on point. But he's always worried about coming across negative. I'm like, no man, just keep going, just be honest, because I really love it when people just really raw and honest. But he's still kind
Yeah,
of he wraps it in a lot of positivity. But I think I always really look out for his especially.
There's a lot of people that have helped us over the years, and definitely within the last year, people like yourself, Slav, Sam Lavender, Joe Lee as well. These kind of people who are helping us on a day-to-day basis.
I think who really deserves a big shout out are the supporters groups who have really been a big support since we started the channel. They've really supported us a lot. They've really shown us a lot of love. In particular, the Punjabi Spurs, South Dorset Spurs, and the Yorkshire Spurs and Yorkshire Spurs. All three of them have been absolutely amazing. They've been such a joy to be around. They've always welcomed us with massive arms. They've always spread a lot of love, and we just can't thank them enough for all the support they've shown us since we started the channel and how much love they've given us. And they're such great guys, all of them, to be around and to spend time with. And it's been such a joy to really go, to get integrated with them and just like share our experiences with them.
I'd also like to thank all the Twitter trolls for putting us on the map as well. So thank you all.
It's all helpful.
Yeah, at the beginning, because we weren't. We had I think at the beginning of the channel, we were learning our craft, and I think one of our very early videos was we lost to West Ham away from home. That was like our second video or something, or third video. And obviously it didn't go. It wasn't our best video, and I think we got trolled quite a bit. But ever since then, I think we've learned quite a lot. And I think that, obviously we got a bit of bad publicity at the beginning, but I think all's well that ends well at the moment, I think. And they say there's no such thing as bad press. That's the old saying. But I think sometimes there's a bit of negativity, but it gets you an audience that it's not always going to be negative like that. And I think that was just a blip in what the channel's been.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I was talking mainly about the people who don't like football vlogging or fan channels in general, these kind of people. But at the end of the day, you got to accept what's around. Football is an evolving game, and this is what the modern game is now.
Itching to get back?
I think fan media is growing.
I cannot wait to get back. Literally,
I'm dying here without football. I'm literally spending all my time. I'm spending all my time just watching compilations and highlights on YouTube, just scrolling through, just watching old, I just need football back. I just don't know what to do with myself without football. Like the week to week, what am I talking about? What am I I'm looking at coronavirus stats and looking at those are the stats I'm keeping up with now. I can't, there's no other stats at the moment I could look at. There's no expected goals. There's expected deaths. That's what I'm looking at. There's nothing. It was
not the same, is it?
No, it's not quite the same.
The Office of National Statistics is not the same as looking at the Premier League.
I'm looking at it's Germany are doing so well. Their ratio of deaths to cases they're killing our asses. What UK? What are we doing? We've own goals all over the place in the UK. It's
you definitely need
Boris out, Boris out, Boris out,
Boris out.
Right, we need football back.
Yeah, desperately. Who do you want to take over from Boris? Who should we sign?
Yeah, who should we sign?
Kevin
Who should we sign as health secretary?
Kevin Keegan,
who should we sign as health secretary? These are the things I'm thinking about. It's
I'm sure David Pleat could do a job.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Yeah, that was good. So I just thought it'd be good to get under the skin of you guys and actually get to meet you personally and let all the viewers get to see the people behind the channel and, sort of your thoughts behind it. And
thank you very much, John.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. And I think for everyone watching, please continue to support the channel. Please, make sure if you have Spurs friends to check it out, and also try and connect with the guys after a game. Get your voice heard. Be brave. Once you've been on camera once, it's pretty easy after that. You get used to it, and you can start adding to the conversation. So I think that's what these guys 100%. Are about. This is what these guys have set the channel up for. So do try and support it.
And also 1,000 away from 40k. So hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, there you go. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button, and let's see if we can get this in synchronicity. Final thing, left to say is.
Come on, you
Spurs. We nearly got it. Come on, you Spurs. All right, guys, take care.
Come on. Cheers, John.